In Star Citizen, for years there's been a widely settled notion by the community that piracy doesn't exist in the game's current build.
Missing mechanics,
no mention by the developers,
misunderstanding of the game's direction, and many other reasons have contributed to their belief of this notion.
Until now, at least.
We in Mongrel Squad are among the few that had begun the campaign for piracy development in Star Citizen many years ago.
When all you could really do is capture someone's ship in Arena Commander.
From then, all the way to now.
The game in its current state has allowed us and other pirate groups to flourish.
As a result of our thoughts and message, in the last 8 months,
we've noticed many more players have been raising the black,
posting content,
starting their own orgs, and shattering that very notion.
We are overjoyed to see how far this gameplay has come,
and the strides the community has taken to bring it this far.
In an effort to take it even further in development,
and to breed more players that are keen and going on the account,
we feel a duty to share the skills, experience, and knowledge that we've gained over the years with you.
So that you can start doing piracy right.
And thus,
welcome to the Mongrel Piracy Academy.
in this video series, we're going to expose the lessons we've learnt throughout the iterations of Star Citizen in an effort to encourage other player pirates to get out there and make it happen. We'll cover the topics ranging from the technical use of ships perfect for piracy through to the tactics you can employ in order to successfully pull off a hit. The two targets we look for when conducting piracy are cargo haulers and miners. There is a vast array of vessels capable of hauling cargo, and as pirates, it's important to ensure that the targets you're hitting are making enough to be worth your time. The current iteration of piracy can involve one or more of four methods of obtaining profit from a target. The four types of piracy are looting, extortion, ransom, and scooping. And I'm going to be explaining what each of these mean, how closely linked they are to each other, and the nuances that make them all incredibly different. Extortion-based piracy is the most time-efficient and makes the most sense from a profit-first focus out of the four piracy methods. The basic idea behind extortion piracy is to threaten destruction of your target ship if they do not pay you to leave them alone. The current iteration of piracy does not allow the transfer of cargo between two vessels without destroying the ship carrying the cargo. Therefore, in order to do extortion piracy, we have to demand credits. Once we have the ability to transfer cargo between ships, extortion will essentially be complete. There's a feature listed on the roadmap that potentially describes this. The cargo system refactor could possibly allow us to strip a ship of its cargo and place it into our own. We won't know until it's here, but hopefully it bodes well for piracy, because it'll remove the dependency on extortion as the primary method of income. Ransom-based piracy is the most difficult to pull off, but it also resembles the closest representation to what CIG wants piracy to be. The idea is to board the target ship, incapacitate the crew, then begin negotiation with them to, quote, sell their ship back to them. Since there's no permanence to death yet, the optimal method of incapacitating the crew is to kill them, wait for them to respawn, then direct message them to begin the negotiation. If the target agrees to those terms, you then meet them somewhere with their ship after you get the credits, and then just hand their ship back over to them. Ransom and extortion go hand in hand because ransom is normally the result of when extortion fails, wherein the target refuses or ignores your demands. At that point, you just take their ship by force. Sometimes the target can have a change of heart after that. Looting vehicles is currently limited within Star Citizen, meaning that the amount of profit you can gain from a destroyed cargo ship is very small. But there's one vehicle whose cargo we can take completely: the Grey Cat Rock. The cargo box on the Grey Cat Rock acts as the vehicle's storage for the gems that miners collect when mining gem nodes. The cargo box is not locked and anyone is able to access it. Essentially, what you want to do is stalk the target while getting constant scans on that rock, and once you feel that the target has enough gems on board, you seize the vehicle and either siphon the gems from the rock into your suits, or make one box of all the gems if the rock is on a cargo grid. Lastly, we have scooping. This type of piracy is the easiest to pull off. All you really need to do is find a target full of cargo, blow them up, and collect the boxes that spawn. When it relates to cargo haulers, this should be your last resort, as the previous mentioned methods are far more profitable, because when you destroy a cargo ship, the boxes that spawn yield around 10% of the total tonnage. If all previous methods don't work out the way you want, you can at least make something from what's left of the cargo. When it comes to rock miners, however, destroying the ship outright can sometimes be your first option, because the rock doesn't necessarily have to be in the ship when you do your hit, so you're just getting rid of unneeded assets. But be wary of destroying the rock, because unlike destroying a cargo hauler, the rock variants will not spawn collectible cargo, but instead will spawn hand-mineable nodes that you'd have to spend hours collecting. So that about wraps it up for the first episode of the Mongrel Pirate Academy. This episode was mainly an introduction to piracy, and in the following episodes, we will definitely be diving deep into the details on the tools and tactics used for each of these methods, such as how to use EMP and QED ships, scouting tips, negotiations, and much more. Piracy is not easy to do, and it takes a team effort, with everyone working hard together to achieve a successful outcome. The reality is that you're going to have failures. You're not going to be making hundreds of thousands of credits on every single hit. You're going to get called names, and you have to accept that people don't like what we do. But if you're serious about becoming a pirate in Star Citizen, then you have to remember, pirates take what they want, and they don't wait for permission. It's not perfect, but if you have a team and the drive to push you through multiple failures, which you will have, then you can make piracy work for you. I'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.